Hello, everyone, and welcome to another horror review. I was going to leave this one until tomorrow, but if you saw our earlier stream, it's having major connection issues. So I thought I would get on again, did a bit of jiggery pokery, and hopefully this is a bit more stable. I had no idea what's going on. I've just switched broadband providers, trying to get things set up, because if you've seen my previous streams, the last provider just been really ropey. Good ones and then really terrible, like no in between. I'm hoping these guys work out better. If not, I don't know. Maybe just the area I live in, or just everything's crap now and nobody cares. But anyway, you still want to hear about that. We want to talk about Slumber Party Massacre 2. I did threaten to do this one, and best way I can describe it is it was a disappointment. Such a shame. So the premise of the story is that it follows on from Courtney, who was, if you remember in the last one, the younger sister. And she was one of the survivors at the end, her and her sister. So follows on from her. The beats of the first movie, they've tried to follow along, but they don't have the same just don't have the same spirit behind it, so don't know what's going on there. It was sort of like a bed scene that Courtney's laying in bed and sleep and doing all cutesy thing, but to be honest, it just doesn't have the same feeling as the first one. She's all grown up now in whatever, upper sixth, or whatever, I can't remember what the young's called, but it's busy, she's upper sixth, the same age as her sister. They were having the slumber party. She's in a band. She's reliving parts of the past, but her sister, Victoria, I think it is in an institution. So she's being completely traumatized by the event. She's in the institution, which maybe just a way not to have the actor there. I don't know. It would have made more sense if they were both there and carrying on. But this is where the story kind of, I don't know what they were thinking. It was like, we need to make a sequel to Cash Grab, but there's no real plan behind it. So we're going through this. She's got her mates in a band, and the rich one has a condo out somewhere, so they're going to go for the weekend, the usual. Courtney is flirting with a guy who's wanting to ask her out. Two of them have boyfriends. There's 4 in total, and then there's 3 blokes, 4 girls. One of them's an absolute, you just can't like the character. No redeeming qualities, just irritating voice and demeanor. It makes no sense, but yeah, they then go to the condo, and that's where it gets weird. It's Courtney starts having visions and flashbacks and seeing blood everywhere and people dying, and then they're thinking she's wigging out or somebody slipped her drugs. And this drags on for quite a bit. Because you remember in the first one was actually really quick to the first kill. No messing about. And what's his face who escaped from the asylum? The killer, he got stuck straight in. Even the gratuitous nudity, but the first one was done with a bit of heart and feeling, and you can kind of get them. This one, the bit of nudity's in it is thrown in, just shoehorned in as if, oh, we need nudity, both. So you're like looking, going, what is this? Or at least the first one, you were, and that's what people don't get. I think, especially with horror and nudity, the whole point is to get the two reactions. So why sex and horror work together? It's the nudity and the sex is to get you, ooh, and then the idea of the horror is to instantly cut that off and make you go, ah. That's the whole point. It's the using those opposing emotions and playing with it and getting you, getting you invested, and then the horror element comes in, and then you kind of go, and then they bring up the tense scene, and then you get the bit of comedy for levity just to bring things down again before you get whacked with the next thing. That's the whole point. Horror films are not meant to be long. 90 minutes at most. That's kind of the point of the genre, and that includes, excuse me. Oh my god. So I couldn't stream last time, and I managed not to cough. I've got a half decent connection, and I'm like hacking like death. Can't win my live streaming, but sure, I was having fun. But yeah, that's kind of the whole point. That's the fun of horror. It takes you on the kind of roller coaster. And today we're getting too many of these like long thought pieces, and they're not really. They're using the horror stamp, but yeah, kind of takes you away from it. But this one kind of get where she's going. So but they really dragged it out. Just having these visions, etc. And then we finally get to the killer, and what it is, her became boyfriend sort of thing comes up for the weekend. They start getting jiggy with it. And then a completely different killer just appears. It's not related to the first guy. It's not one of the members of the party. It's not her having a... Like, if she had picked up a drill, and became the killer, it would have made more sense. But this random guy appears, and... God, what can I even say? He's got a drill, but it's a drill guitar. So he's a completely fantastical character. You know, it's out there. It's a complete shift. Like, if the first guy had survived, even though they thought they killed him, and escaped again, and plotted revenge, or if two examples are Child's Play series and Shocker, where the killer is actually an occultist and casts a spell to explain him coming back, would have made more sense, but they needed that to be in the first one, and why they were killing. This gap here and makes no sense. Really doesn't. But then we get a whole... I get the feeling that it could have been a good movie in its own right with the killer, and maybe use like a horror flamethrower or something. Oh, excuse me. God, I'm doing well tonight. Or guitar drill, but being a completely different franchise. Because he was funny, I'll give it that, but it was just jarring seeing how it fall down from the first one. Made no sense. But he goes in the killing spree, chases her. I don't really much to plot this well, but Courtney survives again, but then Courtney wakes up as if she's in the asylum, the institution, whatever the PC word is now, but you know, she wakes up as if she's in the asylum, and then the guy's drilling through the floor and spooky lights. So they're kind of doing the is it a dream, is it not a dream sort of thing. And to be honest, it didn't work. Really didn't. None of the passion or fun of the first one. And the bit that it tried to bring in just was jarring because it didn't fit. And then the ending, it's a bit like when Phantasm went off the rails. Phantasm, absolutely fantastic until the third one. And then they started trying to lean too much into the trippy, is this reality, is it not? With a really great character, really good premise, and the shoehorn this other concept in, and it destroyed it. Like the next two movies were just god awful, and that's what I think's happened here. I think they've tried to shoehorn this concept. Is it reality? Is it not? And I like one of my favorite genres is alternate reality, but you need to have it explained. You need to know yourself as an audience member in the end. Is it the character losing their mind, or is it something else? You need that because there's no point sitting through one otherwise, because it just becomes a confusing mess. And that's kind of the whole point of stories. You need a beginning, middle, end. And a lot of people are sort of falling away. But this is back in 1984 or 1982. First one came out in 1980. This is 1982 or 1984. But yeah, didn't work. Such a shame. I don't know how they could have made a sequel work, except the original guy surviving. Honestly, but then this thriller killer new one. If he had been maybe in the first one as an entity, you know, like a Freddy Krueger spectral entity, that sort of thing, maybe, or Candyman or something. You know what I mean? If it had been that sort of thing, and he got invoked by certain things, then you solid thing here. But this second one, yeah, didn't happen. But there you go. That's my review. I will look for the third one just to complete the trilogy. Can't promise you when I'll watch it, but I'll have a look. Not excited for it. I have a funny feeling I might use the same killer as the second one and follow on with that, but I really don't know where they're going with it. But we'll see. So there you go. Connection seems to have worked, so hopefully we're all back up and running again for when my player Call of Cthulhu game. I have a few more things to do to make it more stable, but we'll get there. And a lot of killing and stuff to do tomorrow. It's going to be fun. But there you go. Keep up with the channel. Do the typey clicky things. And until next time, keep it creepy. Keep it horrific.